Get started with the exclusive Equilife Health Assessment and receive personalized recommendations tailored to your unique health needs. Whether you're struggling with digestion, weight loss, hormone imbalances, or reversing the aging process, we're here to help you discover the real reason why you haven't been able to get well. After completing the assessment or vitamin tox lab test, uncover the root cause of your health issues. With ongoing support from elite health coaches and our online community, you'll stay on track. Start your journey to better health today at equi.life. Equilife. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about comic books, costumes, bats, boots, and other stuff.
In this week's issue, World's Finest Wednesday.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always on another episode of our World's Finest Wednesday by the mysterious one himself, who is desperately looking for warm food, Mr. Mike.
So my wife said she wanted something warm for supper.
And you asked,
I said, well, like soup. She goes, no, I had soup for lunch. And I said, oh, okay. And then I asked you, what else is warm besides soup?
And I said
you
chili.
Said chili.
That's honest.
Chili is soup.
No, it's not. Okay.
Chili is soup.
But it's also a correct answer. It's warm and it's not soup. No.
If you go to the spaghetti warehouse.
No. By that logic, cereal is soup. We're not following this. By that logic, cereal is soup, and we're not going down this rabbit hole.
One of your choices at spaghetti warehouse for your soup and salad is chili and salad.
I've never been to this place that you speak of, so I don't know that. I don't count it as
That's the way they work. That's the way they work over there.
Do you count chili as a soup?
I think chili is soup, yeah. Are you asking me or are you asking the audience?
I'm asking the audience. I don't care what you think.
Hey, guys.
That sounded so
You count
weird.
chili as soup?
Oh, man. I think it just opens. We get down this and it's that.
This is World's Finest Wednesday, right?
It is World's Finest Wednesday.
That's when we can ask these kind of questions.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we end up being that meme of the guy with like the, Pop-Tarts or ravioli kind of thing. Yeah.
That guy, no. I don't even know what that originally was.
I think it was something. I don't. You're right. I don't know at this point either.
Yeah.
Because it changes and people use it for everything.
Yeah. Somebody blanked out the sign. It's just like that guy on the side of the thing. Like, I think it was during a BLM movement or something. And the guy was holding up a sign, on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then everybody blanked it out and they just put whatever the hell they wanted to.
Yeah. Do you think like at that point in time, that's kind of like with them taking that meme of the guy, like changed my mind and like changing it to whatever they want it to be? Is that a form of parody then? Is everybody being like a Weird Al of memes?
I would guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
but then again, chili is soup. So
okay. We're not getting into that. So World's Finest Wednesday.
So you're saying cereal might be soup?
Yeah, it's.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, have you never heard that before?
Breakfast soup.
Yeah, have you never heard that before?
Huh. No, I haven't. I've never heard that about cereal. I think because I've been so focused on the chili debate.
You know what's funny though is I know for sure we've had a cereal conversation at some point in time. I think it was during Hellboy. The fact that I remember this is because it's one. I love all of our comments, but it's comment that I remember. It was like came for the Hellboy, stayed for the cereal milk discussion. So I know we've talked about cereal
okay,
before,
so we've talked about the cereal milk and how it should be packaged and sold.
I don't know if even that's what we talked about.
Like Fruit Loop flavored milk.
I don't know. I will tell you that I had, and this is riveting stuff. We have a comic coming up.
We do.
That is, I had a chocolate or Cocoa Pebbles, whatever they're called.
Cocoa chocolate pebbles.
Or the Rice Krispie version of it. I prefer the Cocoa Pebbles, but I had
the Rice Krispie, the chocolate Rice Krispies?
No. I had the chocolate Rice Krispies.
Oh,
I
that
prefer.
Seems like an abomination.
They're not bad, but I prefer the Cocoa
Snap,
Pebbles.
Crackle Pop
from my youth.
Chocolate.
Anyway, my point is it like makes the milk chocolatey. So by the time you're done, you have chocolate milk, and that is awesome.
But there's also a little bit of that sweet corn that gets into your milk. and it thickens it up just a tad, almost like a cereal gravy. Right. So I would get the one bowl and just fill it up, eat all the cereal, then put more cereal in the bowl.
You wanted very thick milk.
Yes. Thick milk.
No,
that's my platform.
This week's episode brought to you by Thick Milk. What a great natural tie-in, Mike.
Thick milk. Who wants thin? Loser.
Not I.
Yeah.
Said people who prefer thick milk.
Said people who prefer thick milk. Those three guys over there that you don't trust.
If you haven't, just real quick before we get into today's issue, following along on our main Monday episodes, we are doing our own version of You Decide, of where I'm starting and presenting 3 different number 1 issues, and by the time it's all said and done, we're going to have you guys vote, or even if nobody votes, we'll have Mike pick the series I guess he likes most or least. I don't know. I
don't like the one we did. It wasn't good.
Yeah, Mike didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. We did Cops earlier this week, and we have Scarlet to close it all out, and then we'll open up voting on Monday that.
Cops was okay.
I love how we're doing this. We'll see. We'll see about
Cops
that.
Was great.
Breaking the fourth wall. We're recording this before we record Cops. So
yeah,
we'll see what Mike thinks about that.
Cops was great. Thick milk.
Oh man. All right. So today's World's Finest Wednesday we have a World's Finest issue, Mike. We're getting back on track. This is World's Finest
12 cents.
Issue number 146. As the one thing that I didn't do to make sure we're ready is pull up all my notes here, because I do like to give credit where credit is due for the story we have, and also let you know that this came out. The date is December of 1964.
Ooh.
That is the cover date here, so it probably came to stands usually about 2 months before that. So you pick
5
it up
years before I was born.
Was it October, I guess? The story we're going to be covering today is the story that is there on the cover. It is Superman and Batman, son of Krypton, because what a lot of these World's Finest issues is just great Batman and Superman team-up stories. I say great, and a lot of times it is extremely ridiculous, but they are always fun to read.
So my favorite part of that cover
is
the fact that the screen had to be put up and then screwed into place, like the arm that comes below the screen.
Just Batman just like putting the screen
that's what I'm
together.
saying. Somebody had to go, all right, can you tighten that for me? And and that's Batman or Superman. One of those doing that. Them. And then that is a fantastic projector.
It is. Look at the crystal clear
it's a
image
short
it's
throw.
Projecting. Just to give some credit, writers for this story was Edmond Hamilton. Penciler, the always fantastic Superman artist of Curt Swan, just an absolute legend there. Inker was Sheldon Moldoff, or Shelley Moldoff, and editor was Mort Weisinger, who I told the story, I think, on last World's Finest Wednesday, about the person at his funeral who said, well, his brother was a bigger asshole. There's also a story I should have told that fit more with it, that he told Jim Shooter, where he was concocting a story. It was like I don't remember what he was concocting a story of how like Lois Lane could finally figured out that Superman is Clark Kent based off the weight of his balls, something like that. That was an elevator ride conversation. So unless I'm mixing things together, you read a lot of comic books, you hear a lot of stories and like anecdotes, and maybe I'm giving that, but I'm pretty sure it was Mort Weisinger as well, to a very young like Jim Shooter.
Can I update you on something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My wife has decided that
chili.
She said either noodles or Cracker Barrel.
Ooh, Cracker.
And I said noodles, and she goes, actually Cracker. So I didn't know if she was calling me that or if she had decided on Cracker Barrel.
The fact that you don't have anything, I think it's Cracker Barrel. Or maybe she just like cut off and you see the 3 dots, and I
that there's more. I like the CB because they have good fried chicken.
They do have good fried chicken.
Yeah.
Although last time I went, no, you know what? I would really love for them to be a sponsor at some point in time. Last time I went, it was absolutely perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a liar.
It was okay. It was okay.
All right, let's get to this slideshow that Batman's presenting.
We wasted 10 minutes talking about nothing. So, yes, we are set. I love it when it sets the story up of like, but with something that does not happen in the story. There is no point in time where Superman sees these pictures or Batman presents them to him that we know of. But essentially, we see young pictures of a guy named Bruce L., who looks like he's flying in a Kryptonian suit and he's breaking iron. And Superman's
a t-shirt and shorts is a Kryptonian suit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's brought up that it's Kryptonian suit.
I've worn a Kryptonian suit many times.
And Superman recants how he was discovered by the Kents in a rocket, and he goes, "Is that how the Waynes found you?" We're gonna find out as we go ahead and dive into.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell
Batman,
you, no, that's not
son
how
of
it
Krypton.
happened.
So I love how it starts off. Batman and Robin and Superman, all three of them are working together on this new printer that apparently prints. Hear me out. It's a 3D printer. So instead of flat, and he brings it up. He goes, "Hey, this camera that we've made,
64.
Yeah, perfect, perfect 3D replicas of anyone instead of just flat pictures. It will aid in criminal identification." So they're kind of like, "Hey, we're making progress here."
Sure.
And Superman goes, yeah. We just got to run some more calculations. I got something more important to do.
He's like, yeah. I came to Earth in a spaceship, idiot.
But he goes, "What do you mean you got more important things than this vital experiment?" He goes, "This is the anniversary of the day that Krypton perished. So we, as the last survivors of Krypton, always remember it with 5 minutes of silence."
5 minutes.
5 minutes. We see Supergirl out in space, who's there on some faraway space mission.
As you people that listen to this show, you understand how long 5 minutes can be.
Yeah, they set through 10 minutes of our bullshit to get to the comic here.
Yeah, thick milk.
If you did, thank you. We're like 15 people's top podcast this last year, Mike.
That's
why?
Okay. Yeah,
we thank you guys and we love you, but
they love the thick milk.
So that just sounds weird. I think I skipped ahead accidentally. I like it. So Supergirl's out in space. She's honoring it. She gets choked up, or else she's choking on food.
She's just still
hovering for 5 minutes. Oh, she does. She goes, "I'm facing towards where Krypton once existed."
Okay.
Everybody in the bottle city of Kandor, the little shrunken down city.
Yeah.
That was on
I do remember that. Yeah.
They all stop and they kind of pay homage to it.
You could kill them all with a bowl of cereal.
You could just
pour it right over there.
Everybody rises,
tiny heads.
maybe.
Yeah.
Then Superman shows as he's like looking at all these images and like taking in his 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's over, and he tries to tell Batman about the statue of their great like leader Zinzal.
Zinzal.
Yeah, Zinzal. And he's like, "A great Kryptonian hero. There was an inscription on the other side of this statue. Of course, you couldn't read it." And then Batman just goes, "I know, to the memory of Zinzal, who ended war and taught Krypton the greatest glorious peace." And Superman's like, wait, no way. Yeah, there's no way you could have known that. Like, only people, like, it was in Kryptonian, and I never told you that. I know that because of my total recall memory, he tells him. And anyway, Batman's like, "I don't know, man. You must have told me. Somebody else told me. Like, that's why it's there on my mind. I don't know how else it could have happened." But back at the Batcave, Robin asks him, and Batman goes, "I don't know. It felt like these like just images I had from as a kid. They just came, up to the forefront of my memory, like the Red Tower of Kryptonopolis." That's where the president lives.
That's where what?
That's where the president of Krypton lives, in that red tower.
The president of Krypton lives in a big penis-shaped red building.
It says, "Yes, my son, that is the famous red tower, the home of the president of Krypton."
Sure.
Every Kryptonian should see it.
Oh,
do you feel that way about the White House?
Oh, boy, do I.
And then
I went to Washington, D.C. not long ago.
Did you see?
And I saw nothing.
Wow.
I just saw water. I saw water.
And
by the way, they lie to you. It's not really Washington, D.C. It's kind of just Maryland. Anyway,
that still counts. We see fire geysers that are known as a national monument of Krypton are called the Three Sisters of Krypton. And then Batman's like, "And I also remember like places and things, but like stories and poems."
Yeah.
And it like shows like a classroom of like this teacher teaching kids about the Kryptonad, which is supposed to be like the Iliad, except
the Kryptonad.
The Kryptoniad. The Kryptoniad, I guess is how you say it.
Okay.
Here's what I love though too, because Batman tells Robin, "And even Kryptonian proverbs come into my mind." And it shows these Kryptonians flying over these like mountains. Yeah. And it goes, "These wonderful mountains are the origin of our old proverb," because that's how people talk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do sometimes. "Every tiny diamond thinks it outshines the jewel mountains."
What?
That's a proverb. That's a Kryptonian proverb.
All right.
There you go, Mike. Keep that with you.
I
don't know. You might be using that next week. Every tiny diamond thinks it outshines the jewel mountains.
Thinks it outshines the jewel mountains. Well, number one, my first question would be, what the hell's a jewel mountain?
That's what they're flying.
Yeah, I know. There. But I'm just saying, if I say that to somebody, that's going to be the first thing they say. They understand all the other words. But when I say jeweled mountain, they're going to be like,
well, no, not jeweled, just jewel.
Oh, so like the
No D.
girl who dated what's his face from Yellowstone,
the bull rider.
but she also dated Kevin Costner.
When?
Long time ago.
Before the bull rider?
Kevin Costner just split up with his wife, and there was a story saying that he wishes he could get back with Jewel.
Huh.
I'm gonna say that
Why
that
do you
ship
remember
has sailed.
Probably this one because she's
Kevin
with the
Costner.
bull rider.
Yeah,
I've said bull rider a lot in just a little bit of time.
Bull rider.
Batman tells Robin, you know what? I'm gonna go see
Thick milk.
my parents' old friend, Dr. What was it? Dr. Thomas Ellison.
Dr. Thomas Ellison.
Which is funny. I talked about Batman Hush, which we will get to this year. There's a character named Tommy Elliott in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's any.
Wonder if there's any relation.
Probably not.
Since the name is spelled differently.
And it's Ellison, not Elliott. Just made me think of that.
Well, it's a
I'm
Kryptonian
him,
proverb.
That's what he says down there. He goes, I'm him. I'm going to see. Oh, never mind. I missed a lot.
What? What happened? I don't understand what just happened. That was every
time we cover an old Batman episode where Robin's referred to in his first name, there is a point in time where I just miss a line and it comes out as like some euphemism or something. So I just said the line, I'm him, Dick, but it's supposed to be I'm going to see him, Dick. I somehow left out going to see
I'm him, Dick.
Yeah. Anyway.
Him, Dick.
So Batman goes to see his family friend, or
delivered
his family
discreetly
friend,
at your
his
house.
parents' friend,
Him.
Dr. Thomas Ellison, to tell him like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. And Bruce asked him like, hey, did I ever have any knowledge of Krypton as a kid? And the doctor's like all paranoid. And he's like, Krypton, like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, of course, Superman hadn't been here. Like, he's all very worried and stuff.
So who the hell's he working for? Because the doctor's working for somebody.
That's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah.
So Batman comes in and he looks around the room and he's like, these rooms, they feel oddly similar, like where I recall flying as a kid.
They all
because
he
tells Robin also that he remembers like flying and like having super strength, and he goes, it's like in here. And he's like, he stays the night, and he decides to like get up and go get
the night.
It's a long
at
trip.
This dude's house.
It does. The doctor tells him, you'll stay the night, of course, but I have some urgent work to do, and we'll see you later. And Bruce just like, he's hiding something. But this room, I'll come back tonight when he's asleep. But when he like creeps back down to get water or whatever he comes up with, he realizes the doctor is instead, he's looking at a giant like just sculpture.
He's just looking at a big globe.
He's looking at a big globe of Krypton, and he's holding a tape recorder. And he's like, Krypton the Glorious, and today is its anniversary of its passing. Therefore, I dedicate this tape recording. This is Casey Kasem, and I dedicate this recording.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for Krypton.
Come on, Krypton. Here's Rubber Band Man. So
every time you do a Casey Kasem impression, you say Rubber Band Man.
At this point, I'd like to think it's a running gag.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very good. I like it.
So, but he tells him like, therefore, I dictate this tape recording so that after my death, the world will know of my guilt, for I destroyed Krypton. Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
The doctor goes to bed, takes the tape recorder with him because he doesn't want anybody hearing how he destroyed Krypton. Batman was going to try to sneak in and hear it, but oh man.
Yeah.
But when he does go down, he finds these pictures of Bruce L flying and Bruce L's super strength. And it does show like Batman's kind of like taken aback, and he's like, this is me as a kid doing this. And also there's gold kryptonite here in this lead box. Like,
look at his dumb face in that picture.
Which one is the kid or down
the
the
kid?
Bottom left?
The kid in that dumb face of his.
Oh, just wait till when you hear how the kid talks, because you feel like he should like talk in fuller sentences for as big as he is.
Okay.
But I thought you were gonna say Batman down in the left corner. He kind of looks handsome. But
he does. It looks like he could sell me detergent.
Bruce opens. Maybe he was born with it. Maybe it's Batman.
Maybe it's Batman.
He opens up this lead box and he's like, gold kryptonite. Superman told me about this.
Gold kryptonite. I've never heard of that.
He goes, gold kryptonite. Superman has told me about it and how it removes superpowers permanently from anyone born of Krypton. Is that what happened to me? And that is a lie, Mike.
It also removes stains from your fine delicacies.
You have heard of gold kryptonite because we covered a story that talked about gold kryptonite.
Okay.
Shows you just forget that episode.
Tell me what the deal is.
I'm telling you, Alan Moore's Superman. It does. It permanently removes. It was a Silver Age thing of where gold kryptonite would permanently remove the powers from a Kryptonian, like on Earth.
Okay.
Like they would become powerless. So
wait. Who's holding this box?
Bruce.
Okay, so that's just Bruce Wayne holding the box.
Bruce Wayne's holding the box. This is all at that doctor's house.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I just, for a second there, I thought Superman was holding the box, and I'm like, well, if he's got the gold kryptonite, then
no, we're
he's
discovering
screwed.
that Batman came from Krypton, and that's like the gold kryptonite took his powers away.
Yeah, I got you.
But in the Alan Moore Superman we covered, not for the man who has everything, but whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
In the end, after he kills Mr. Mxyzptlk, he walks through the room of gold Krypton to depower himself.
Oh, okay. No,
Where he's like, I promised I'd never kill somebody. The fact I did, like, I don't deserve these powers. And he walks through to
right.
Yeah. No.
Right.
You're just saying that. We'll move on.
Yes, I am.
So,
thick milk.
Hopefully you guys listen more. I'm
here every time.
So Superman though is kind of like concerned about all this. He's like, how did Batman know all of this, like the encryption and all that? So he reaches out to,
and that's Superman as Clark Kent sitting at his desk
thinking about this instead of working. Like,
yeah,
damn, Batman
all day.
Yeah,
Batman. How could he know?
How could he? And they're like, Clark, you got that article done? Yeah. Not now, Perry. Batman. Huh. Okay.
Gold.
So what he does is he's like, I bet you maybe somebody
takes a telemarketing job. Apparently,
he does.
What he does. Look at that.
He's got so much free time.
Damn headset.
But he reaches out to the people of Kandor through his monitors back at the Fortress of Solitude. And he's like, guys,
these are the tiny people.
Yeah, these are the tiny. He's like, any of you guys reach out to or ever tell Batman about that? And they're like, no, we checked with everybody. Like, there's only like a few people here that even remember the inscription on it at all. And like, none of us told Batman. Exactly. Yeah. And Superman's like, yeah, okay, I believe you. You know what that means though? It could be some old Kryptonian villains who out there in the Phantom Zone. Maybe they use telepathy to put it there, and they're trying to like create some sort of scheme there. But no, Superman reaches out to the Phantom Zone, and they tell him like, nah, Superman, we didn't do that.
We didn't do it.
And they go, I believe them. Plus, it would have taken like all their thinking together to come up with a plan as good as this. So they're idiots.
So these people that are stuck in the Phantom Zone that can never get out, they're not pissed off. They're just going to answer Superman's questions when he calls.
Yep.
Oh, Superman, I don't know. I mean, I don't think so.
Batman does take the pictures to show Robin. And Robin, and he's like, just think of me with all those powers, man. If it wouldn't have been for the gold K, it would have robbed me of my superpowers. And then it shows Batman like flying through the sky, getting shot at. And he's like, I'd need to know, I wouldn't need a bat plane to fly. I'd be invulnerable to weapons. And then he's like lifting up a tank as Batman. And the guy, and it's like, look out, it's Batman. He grabbed us with his power. He'll tear this tank into scrap iron. He's just daydreaming about being as strong as Superman. But Robin tells him, Batman, we dare not tell Superman about this Earthman being responsible for the destruction of Krypton. And Batman goes, Superman's wrath would be terrible if he ever found out. So we'll have to keep it from him, at least until we can discover the details. But what's that? In any good story, Superman's outside the Batcave because he was going back to Why was he? I don't remember why he was going back to the Batcave. He had questions for Batman. But so he's outside the Batcave. And of course he heard that with his super hearing. And so he's like, a man on Earth who destroyed Krypton? Well, it wasn't a natural disaster. I demand vengeance. And that's like the end of part 1. And we get told about some upcoming like super attractions.
Superman, yeah.
Yeah. The murderer of Lex Luthor. We also have an ad for Lucky Charms. Do you think that'll get us canceled?
Magically delicious.
Do you think we're going to get a copyright strike for that?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then let's look at that.
Look at that little dude. He doesn't even look right. 'Tis a charming cereal, simply charming.
I thought they wrote it like that. Yeah, they kind of did.
Enjoy your thick milk.
Oh, so much on the thick milk this episode. Marshmallow bites and lucky shapes. So our second half, and as we close out our story here, Superman breaks in. It shows him like demanding to see this doctor, but of course, I don't really
blame him
because he killed. He destroyed Krypton.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't blame him.
But we don't know what's going on. So Superman comes in and he's like, "Batman, who is this? I need to know." And Robin's like, "Crap, Superman overheard us. Like I knew this would happen." And
super hearing.
He does. And Superman goes, "I need to know names." And Batman's like, "I can't tell you that, Superman." And he's like, "Fine, be like that. I'm just gonna go figure out who it is myself then. And when I find him, I'll take care of him." And he like flies and leaves out of the Batcave. And it shows just like angsty Superman just out there thinking of like, I'll find out who murdered Krypton when I think of what he did. And he's just like looking out thinking of like his planet exploding and stuff there. Batman and Robin need to come up with a way to kind of take Superman off their trail. So, oh, never mind. I forgot about this. There was something. So angsty Superman, as he's like thinking about, he's like, I'll find out who murdered Krypton when I think of what he did, of our great world destroyed forever, all the wonderful wonders of our beautiful planet shattered and annihilated, like the exotic jewel mountains that we just learned about 7 pages ago. They might have been around before that, but
look at him down in the corner. He's like,
he is, but look, it's like gums where it should have been colored for teeth.
Yeah.
So he's like gumming. He's like,
Superman's so pissed he knocked his own teeth out.
But I love how it's like, oh, there's a picture of where that red tower was. Like, it's just things that we know. But he is thinking about his parents, and he's getting really angry about this.
Yeah.
So Batman and Robin come up with a plan. Robin's like, I'll dress up as you, Batman, and I'll take the bat plane out.
You're like a foot shorter, you little weirdo.
And Superman will follow us. So, or follow me instead. So the bat plane leaves.
Why is it always that they like, oh, you know what? I'll dress up like this ghost, or I'll hide in this bush and pretend to be a beheaded voice.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's always something like,
but it always works out for them, Mike. 100% of the time it works. 60% of the time, or whatever it is.
Sex Panther.
Yeah.
Well, it's
what is that works? 100%.
What is this like? It's like an episode. Every time you read one of these, it's like an episode of Three's Company. Like there's
a thing and a thing and a thing.
There's a thing where it's like, oh, I overheard that. It must mean this. And then the entire episode's about that thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was just a little light bulb moment for me.
Superman follows Robin in the bat plane.
Look at him helping him get dressed.
That's the thing. He's like pretty woman and Robin kind of in a way. He's just like one thing away from like snapping the necklace thing close on his hand and Robin going, that's just what it's drawn like, but I think it's funny. But so I don't know if they're adding maybe like some stilts or something in there to make him look bigger.
He's got lifts.
But so after Robin has distracted Superman, Batman hops in the Batmobile, which is just looks like a car with a bat symbol on it. Fins on the back. We don't have like the very militarized Batmobile yet. And he drives to go see the doctor. Well, he gets there and he tells the doctor, he's like, hey, I'm here. And the doctor's like, or he goes, Dr. Ellison, for your own protection, I want to know the truth, how you were connected to the destruction of Krypton. He's like, Bruce Wayne must have told you when I came back, I saw my photos moved. I know he would have said something. And Batman's like, yes, it was Bruce Wayne who found out, and says he remembers having superpowers and that as a baby that he might be from Krypton. Do you know how he did that? And so the doctor proceeds to tell us our story of how he invented a revolutionary invention. It was a monitor type telescope of unprecedented power. And he found this planet with a red sun, and he was able to watch on this giant screen Krypton.
Come on.
So I was able to view the wonders of Krypton just as though I stood on its surface. And he learned how to like read lips by watching these Kryptonians.
Okay. So he's built this telescope as a psychiatrist or psychologist.
He's a doctor.
Yeah. He's just a doctor.
It just says he's a doctor, but it doesn't say like what.
But he's built this mightily powerful telescope
in his like
where he can see other planets.
Yep, and he just watches Krypton. Watches him enough to where he teaches himself how to lip read, and he knows like people's names. Like it comes up later, and he's like, "Oh, that's Jor-El, Krypton's great scientist."
There he is. Yeah,
like which is Superman's dad.
Well, the thing they don't tell you is they used to wear these giant signs around.
They said their names.
I'm Jor-El.
Well, in the new Absolute Superman, the S is actually like it's like a class system, so that's the working class.
Really?
Had the S, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, no. We'll cover Absolute Superman just like Absolute Batman. It was really good. To start off point. And Absolute Wonder Woman. All of us. No, that was just Batman. Damn.
Super Wiener.
No.
Okay.
I don't know if there's ever been any of that, but we get flashbacks because he talked about being family friends with the Waynes.
Let me write that down. There's never been a Super Wiener. Okay, got it.
So we get flashbacks. This is gonna be really weird when we're about to, but
it makes good
where
clips.
he talks about that he was friends with the Waynes.
Yeah.
So obviously a young Bruce Wayne would just randomly show up at his house then while he was watching this Krypton telescope. He was like, I kept my research secret until I could complete it and astound all Earth. But one evening, and a young Bruce walks by and goes, "Pretty buildings," and he goes, "It's baby Bruce, the son of my neighbors."
Baby Bruce,
the son of my neighbors, the Waynes. The view of Krypton fascinates him. Where are his parents?
That's like a tiny little bat suit he's wearing too, by the way.
Look
at the shorts.
They are.
The shorts are far too short.
They are.
Number one. And that child, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Remember when I said he talked like he looked way bigger than that?
And he hung a child from the ceiling.
He did. So
you can't just do that, right?
Well,
I mean,
no.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
So again, yes, where are his damn parents?
But that's where he finds out how Batman learned about the Jewel Mountains, as Dr. Ellison told him. He's like, "Hey, there's an old Kryptonian proverb about these that I learned from reading people's lips as they flew above them in their spaceships." But he teaches him everything. He teaches him all the Krypton lore. So that's how Bruce knew all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to feel
he knew all this stuff that's never come up before.
Yeah. Well, he never had it until that one time.
Sure.
He had to spend the 5 minutes observing.
Yeah.
And he saw the images of Krypton, and it all
5
flashed
minutes of
back.
silence are what got to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was left in his thoughts for too long.
Yeah,
all those buried memories, all those buried memories just came back. And he talks about how Bruce wanted to feel like the kids that they saw, so he fashioned him a Krypton suit and he hung him from the ceiling to make it look like he was flying. And he gave him a hollow iron bar. It was just plastic to make it look like he had super strength, and just take pictures of it. And
this is a dumbass child.
He would we thought he'd like those and cherish those one day. And here's the thing.
The photos?
Yeah, that's the world's greatest detective that was fooled by
some pictures this dude took 20 years ago.
He was like, "Oh, we can see the wires hanging there." I mean, I guess maybe he did some trick photography.
Oh, he did it just right, so you couldn't see the wires. Hey, it's Rocky and Bullwinkle for Cheerios.
Yeah,
milk.
Oh man, I love.
I don't want Cheerios milk.
No,
because that's just flat ass corn milk.
Have we talked about? I think we have. I lived with my grandparents for a little bit, and they never really had sugary cereal. But what they would do is my grandpa would pour me Cheerios, and then he would just pour sugar straight to the bowl.
Yeah, that's a good grandpa. Mine would give me. Give me the big. You remember the what do you call those things? They're all woven together. The
shredded wheat.
Yeah, remember the big ones?
Yeah, the big.
Just it'd be one in a box. You just go boom, and one falls out of a box.
Yeah.
He would take those. He loved those, but. For me, he would put one in a bowl and just cover it with sugar. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Just regular sugar, not powdered sugar.
No, just regular sugar. Yeah, so it all sunk to the bottom of the bowl.
Yeah,
so you just eat a big chunk of sugar and milk.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So the doctor keeps telling his story to Batman. He's like, and then one night I'm watching and he hears Jor-El, and I think Lar-El is Superman's mom's name on Krypton. Talk about how this atomic reactions that's going on inside Krypton, there's nothing we can do. But the doctor was like, but I thought there was some way I could help Krypton, I tried to.
Yeah.
So he made this ray that worked on neutralizing effects to stop atomic reactions. It worked on small radioactive matter, so he made a bigger scale and he hoped it would help Krypton. So in a giant hangar, aka his backyard, I guess, I don't know where he's making this thing. He makes this giant laser that he shoots at Krypton, but when he goes to look at the monitor, he's like, instead of halting the atomic reaction, my ray stimulated it to a critical point, exploding it. I've destroyed Krypton. And about that time,
is this what we're going with?
And the doctor goes, since then I've collected bits of Paris Krypton, like the gold kryptonite in the lead box, to remind me of my awful guilt and how the whole story, Batman. And then we hear, and now I do too, essentially, and now I know. As Superman walks in and goes, so that's how you killed my parents, my people, my world. And Batman's like, Superman, how could you have found us? You followed the bat plane. And he's like, no, I'm not that dumb. I had a robot Superman follow a bat plane.
Robot Superman.
Batman, I knew your methods well enough to figure you try to lure me away on a false trail. So when the bat plane went out, I activated one of my Superman robots to follow it.
That's the one that lives in the closet,
you. Yeah,
right?
Superboy, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So what Superman does though is Batman's like, no, you can't hurt him. Batman goes, or Superman goes, don't worry, Batman. I've had time to think, and I'm going to do something that will hurt him worse than using force. It will take me only seconds to get something from my fortress. And so he flies to the Fortress of Solitude, and he comes back with this giant TV projector, and he sets it down. And he's like, this time-space viewer given me by the super scientist of another planet picks up light and sound waves from the past. I'm going to make this man see what he did. The death of my parents, of Krypton, he's going to make this guy watch his planet explode. That's what Superman's going to do. His vengeance is like, yeah, you killed my planet. Now you're going to watch what you did. Good. And so, but the grim Man of Steel reaches into the
Hang on, let me go get my space-time viewer.
And make you watch what you did to my planet, is what he's telling him. But he goes, but the grim Man of Steel reaches into the sounds and sights of the past moments before Krypton's end, and we see Jor-El, the tremors are stronger. Is the atomic reaction getting worse? And Jor-El goes, yes, it's approaching the critical point, but my instruments show some other force coming from the planet Earth.
My instrument.
And then Jor-El goes, it seems by an atomic neutralizing ray directed at Krypton. Someone on Earth is trying to help us. But their reaction inside Krypton is just too strong, and the ray from Earth has no effect at all. And his Superman's mom goes, then we're doomed, but whoever tried to help, we're grateful. And then it goes back, and you see him clutch. They embrace each other as flames are around them. And he goes, the quakes are stronger. I'll get Kal-El. We must send him to Earth in this model rocket as we plan. Maybe someday on Earth, he'll meet whoever it was who tried in vain to save us. And about that time, we flash back to Curt, and Superman's looking at the doctor, and he goes, great Krypton, you didn't destroy my world. Your ray had no effect at all. And the doctor goes, then like this terrible guilt I felt all this time was for nothing. Like I've been tormenting myself for nothing. And Superman just goes, my parents died with gratitude to you in their hearts, and with the hope that someday I'd meet you. Can you forgive me? And he's like, Superman, there's nothing to forgive me. Later in the Batcave, Superman to Batman, you weren't of Kryptonian origin, Batman, but like me, you can truly remember Krypton now. And Batman goes, and I always will. The end.
Okay, so this creepy ass doctor
didn't destroy Krypton.
Still, if none of this is anything, right?
Yeah.
He didn't destroy it. Still took creepy ass pictures of a kid, hung him from a ceiling. Why are we just glossing over the fact that he was trying to fool everybody?
He wasn't trying to fool anybody. He
thought the kid would love the photos.
He did. He thought the kid would love the photos. He wasn't trying to make people think that Bruce Wayne was a Kryptonian.
Okay.
I will say.
He's trying to make the kid think he's a Kryptonian.
Well, yeah, because he wanted to.
Ugh.
He wanted to feel special.
Okay. That doctor, they should have ripped his head off. Just like that.
He could have. But no, I love also that Superman's plan really was like, you're going to watch my parents' death and feel bad. And then was surprised to find out that that's not how it happened.
So
it's the return of Super Dick.
Well, I'm saying Superman has never really looked into it.
That's true too.
He's like, oh, for this first time, I'm going to show you what you did. I've never seen this before, so it's got to be true. Wait, sorry, it's not.
Because he had that machine. Like he could have looked at any point.
That's what I'm saying. He had the backwards time viewer or whatever the hell he called it.
I don't remember the name. There you go. So that's World's Finest Wednesday, number 146. Batman was not a Kryptonian.
Just a kid who was silly. And that's the other thing. That's the other thing, right? Yeah. Batman, the greatest detective in the world, like you said.
Yeah.
He got fooled by two stupid photos, and he thought he was Kryptonian.
He did.
Man, that guy.
He brushed up on. Thankfully, Commissioner Gordon's not lost on safari in Africa anymore, or else Gotham would be in a lot of trouble.
Gotham is in trouble.
Oh, man. All right, so here you go. There's our World's Finest Wednesday. Coming up next Monday, we'll close out our You Decide with Scarlet, which is the last of the three issues, and then we'll open up votes to see which one of those series we will cover more later. And then we're actually going to dive into some good stuff coming up in February. So don't worry. We're going to keep it a good balance between just good weird and good and bad and all that. We just cover comics in general because we love them and we have fun. And you like our banter, maybe. But thank you for listening to another World's. You don't like that? Another World's Finest Wednesday. As always, make sure you check out Rogue Media Network and all the other great podcasts on the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
Rogue Media Network. .milk.
I don't think it'll forward you to there.
It won't. .com, sorry.
Oh, man. But that
I screwed up saying thick milk. I said dark bark.
Well, that's what you get, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I guess. I'm sorry.
Thank you guys as always. And Make sure to leave us any comments if you want to. Email us at brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com. And as always, thank you guys for taking the time out to listen. Until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Pete Souza is a poop head.
Does it say that on there?
I wrote it on there.
Oh.
Golly con.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.